Now let's start with the next illustration. It is my illustration number 7 in Companies Act. Okay, sorry, Companies Accounts. So JSP Limited. So I would call this question as the final boss question from your till now whatever topics we have studied on that. This is the final boss question. Let's see. So JSP Limited is a company with authorized share capital of rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, in equity shares of rupees 10 each, of which 6 lakh shares has been issued and fully paid up on 30th of June. Fine. The company proposed to make further issue of 1 lakh shares. Okay. Now here they have confused you a bit. See, they have talked about two issues, right? But in this question we need not deal with this particular issue over here because this is not required, because this is already issued and fully paid up. Done and dusted. So no need to pass the entries on that. But they have made a further issue of 1 lakh shares of 4 rupees 10 each at a price of rupees 14 each. Now they are issuing the shares at a premium of rupees 4. Right? Okay. The arrangements for payment being rupees 2 per share payable on application to be received on by 1st of July. Then allotment to be made on 10th July, and further rupees 5 per share including the premium this time. So that means whatever 4 rupees premium was there has been included in the allotment stage to be payable. The final call for the balance to be made and the money to be received on 30th of April 2022. So now first of all let's write it down somewhere. So on application, how much am I receiving? On application, I am receiving rupees 5. Sorry, rupees 2 per share. Rupees 2 per share. Then on allotment I have a bifurcation. I am receiving how much? I am receiving how much actually? I am receiving rupees 5 per share. Rupees 5 per share. But there is a bifurcation over here. Yes. What is the bifurcation? That rupees 4 will be towards premium, whereas rupees 1 will be towards my share capital. Okay, and the last part is the call, the final call. For example, the final call will be for how much rupees? 5 plus 2 is 7, so that means 3 rupees. No sir, why? Because this is already including the premium. That means for up to 14 rupees, how much is pending? 2 plus 5 will be 7. So that means again 7 rupees extra is to be received. 7 per share is to be received, because total value of the issue is how much? Is 14 per share, and we know that the premium of 4 rupees, whatever they are talking about over here, is already included in this 5 rupees. So because of that, the final call will be for 7 rupees. Okay, fine. Going ahead. The applications were received for, just a minute. Okay. The applications were received for 3,55,000 shares. What has happened over here? See, I am going for an issue of 1 lakh shares, but I am received how much? Applications for 3,55,000 shares. That means it's a subscription of oversubscription of 3.55 times. Right? 3.55 times people have oversubscribed my issue and were dealt as follows. So now comes the question of pro-rata allotment. Pro-rata allotment. I have told you that I would talk about this later. So in pro-rata allotment, what happens is when the shares are oversubscribed, where people are applying for more shares than whatever was issued for the public. In that case, they choose on a, what do you say, lucky draw or whatever the random basis they have, because the company should not favor any one shareholder. Because of that they might pick up chits, right? They might get into any procedure which is a random sampling method. Clear? Out of that they will pick up some methods. Okay, now in this case let's see what the company has done. So the company has dealt with this as follows. So applicants of 5,000 shares received allotment in full. So that means whoever has applied for 5,000 shares will be given 5,000 shares. Okay, I'm not talking about single people. The people who have applied for 5,000 shares, that means 5,000 shareholders. It can be 5,000 shareholders or one person who has applied for 5,000 shares. Depends on the case to case basis. So for 5,000 shares they will give the allotment in full. That means for 5,000 shares will be given to them. Then applicants for 30,000 shares received allotment as on basis of 1 share for every 2 applied. That means to 1:2 ratio. 1 share for every 2 shares applied. Right? No money. So that means, first of all, tell me how many shares will be allotted over here. Out of 30,000, only 15,000 shares will be allotted, and over here 5,000 shares will be allotted. Right? Okay. Because 1 share for every 2 shares, right? So because of that, 30 into 1 by 2, that will be 50,000, 15,000. Clear? Okay. No money was returned to these applications. See, These people have paid money on 30,000 rupees into how much? Into how much? Application 2 per share. But the company is saying that they won't return the money to these applicants. See, if I am giving them 15,000 shares instead of 30,000 shares, that means some money will be refunded. Some money will be refunded because 30,000 into 2 is not equals to 15,000 into 2. There will be a difference, right? So because of that, some money should be refunded. But the company is saying that no money will be returned to these applicants. Then what will they do? The surplus, whatever is there on the application is being used to reduce the amount due on allotment. So the company says that, see, however, they have to pay us on allotment. Again, why to refund and get back the money? So what we will do is, whatever money we have received on on application, will be extra money, whatever was there, it won't be refunded. But we will adjust that money with the allotment money. However, they have to pay. Now they have to pay the differential amount on the allotment. That's it. So they won't return the money, but the surplus on the application will be used to reduce the amount on allotment. Clear? The amount whatever is extra on these 30,000 shares, that will be used towards allotment. Clear? Okay. Then application for 3,20,000 shares received an allotment of 1 share for every 4 appliers. So therefore 1:4 ratio. That means how many shares did they get? How many shares did they get? 3,20,000 into 1/2. That will be 1,60,000 shares. No, wait a minute, sorry. 3,20,000 into 1/4. So 80,000 shares, sorry. My bad. 80,000 shares. So these people have received how much? 80,000 shares. Okay, if I add 5,000, 15,000, 80,000, how much will that be? 80 plus 15 plus 5. Total of 1 lakh shares. Got it? So 5,000 for these people, 15,000 for these people, and 80,000 for these people. So because of this, 1, 2, 3. Totally, it will be a 1 lakh shares of allotment. Okay. Here also, what they have done, the money due on allotment was retained by the company. So whatever money was retained will be adjusted towards allotment again. Again the same case, because there was money refundable, not refunded, refundable. So that money will again be utilized towards allotment, and the excess being returned to the applicant. The money won't be adjusted towards final call over here. Whatever extra money will be there after adjusting it with allotment also, if there is some money remaining, it will be refunded to the shareholders. Clear? Okay. Then the money due on final call was received on due date. Fine, no issues. You are required to record these transactions including cash items in the journal of JHP Limited. We know that. So now what to do? So there's a format to be followed. Okay, there's a format to be followed. I have hidden all the columns intentionally. Just a minute. I will copy this down here for just a quick reference. So now let's start. Okay, let's see. Let's make some categories first of all. Category 1, different color. So category 1, category 2, category 3. Okay, number of shares applied. So category number 1 people. So there are 3 categories, right? 1, 2 and 3. So category number 1 belongs to 5,000 shares. So the people who have applied for 5,000 shares. Then category 2 number, they have applied for 30,000 shares. 30,000 shares. Then category number 3, they have applied for 3,20,000 worth of shares. So 3,20,000 shares, 20,000 shares. Okay. Done. The first column is done. Then the second column goes for number of shares allotted. How many shares are allotted to these people? We have already mentioned it. Yes. So for first 5,000, how much is allotted? Full 5,000 was allotted. And for second category, how much? 1:2 ratio. Remember, 1:2 ratio. So 15,000. So for second category of people, we have allotted 15,000 shares. Then third category people, 1:4 ratio. Remember, 80,000 shares. So we have given 80,000 shares to them. So if I total all this, I will get 1 lakh shares. Here is the second column also. Then going for the third column. Amount received on application. So now tell me how much is the amount is on application. So how much will they pay? Number of shares actually applied into 2 per share, into rupees 2 per share, right? So for first case, how much did they apply? So 10,000, 5,000 into 2. Then next, they have applied for 30,000 shares, right? They have applied for 30,000 shares into 2. So that will be 60,000. Then the last category again 3,20,000 into 2 per share. So that will be how much? 6,40,000 into 2. Yes. 6,40,000 is applied. Fine. How much is received actually? 6,40,000 plus 60,000 plus 10,000. That will be 7,10,000 is totally received on application. Okay. Just a minute. Next column. Amount that is actually required. Amount that is actually required on application. See, since we have done the allotments now, since we are allotting these many shares to all the shareholders, we need to find out how much is the actual amount required for application. Remaining amount we will transfer to what? To allotment stage, right? So now find out. So 5,000 into 2 is again 10,000 rupees. Done and dusted. Then 15,000 into 2. 15,000. How much is actually required for these people? Since out of 30 we have given them only 15,000 shares. Remaining shares we are not giving them because we need only 1 lakh shares. That's it. Right? So because of that 15,000 into 2 will be how much? 30,000. 30,000. Okay. Then after this again 80,000 rupees into 2 per share. That will be 1,60,000. So if I have to say on 1 lakh shares, that I have issued, 2 rupees is to be received on application. How much will the total amount be? Rupees 2 lakhs. Now add all this. How much will that be? 1,60,000 plus 30,000 plus 10,000. That will be rupees 2 lakh. Tallied? Yes, that means we are on the right track. Then going ahead. Next column. Amount adjusted on allotment. Amount that is adjusted on allotment. Let us see how much is the amount required on allotment. So for these people, how much is required on allotment? So for allotment per share value is how much? That is called up. That is called up on allotment rupees 5 per share, right? So that means for these people, do I have enough money to adjust on allotment? No. Why? Because I have received 10,000. For application, I require 10,000. So it is done and dusted. It is done and dusted over there. I need not. I don't have any other money to adjust it over here, right? So skip it. Then here 15,000 we have received 60,000, but how much is adjusted on application? Only 30. That means how much is remaining for allotment? 30,000 rupees. So adjust full amount of rupees 30,000. But actually just have a look how much is required on allotment. 15,000 shares that was given to them into 5 per share. That will be how much? 15,000 into 5. 75,000 is required for category 2 people. For category 2 people, how much is required? 75,000 is required. 15,000 into rupees 5. But how much do I have extra? Only 30,000 rupees. So that means extra they have to pay how much? So they have to pay the remaining amount in cash or bank. Next. So this guy, how much is required? 80,000 into 5. 80,000 into 5 rupees per share. That is 4 lakh rupees is required. 4 lakh rupees is required on allotment, right? But how much is the extra money that is with us? He has paid us 6,40,000. We have adjusted 1,60,000 with what? Application. So how much remains? 6,40,000 minus 1,60,000. So there was an amount of 4,80,000 rupees remaining. There was an amount of 4,80,000 remaining. So out of that 4,80,000, I have adjusted 4 lakh towards what? Towards allotment. And the remaining amount of 80,000 will be refunded. So how much will be refunded? Here, in case number 2, is there any amount that can be refunded? No sir. Why? Because 30,000 has been adjusted to application, 30,000 has been adjusted towards allotment. That means how much is received? 60,000. So all the amounts are properly utilized. So there is nothing to refund over here. And in the first case also there is nothing to be refunded, because whatever amount was received has been adjusted towards application itself. Right? Okay. Done and dusted. Then comes to the last case. See, we have received 6,40,000 over here. Out of the 6,40,000, 1,60,000 has been adjusted towards application. 4 lakh has been adjusted towards allotment. That means how much remains in extra? So that means 6,40,000 minus 1,60,000 towards application minus 4 lakh towards allotment. So rupees 80,000 whatever is there will be refunded. To the shareholders. Clear? So how much is this over here? 4,30,000. This is 80,000 rupees that is refunded. Clear till here? Okay, going ahead. Amount due on allotment. Now find out how much is amount due on allotment actually. So, for first category, 5,000 shares into rupees 5 is how much? 25,000. Yes. How much is the amount received on allotment? How much extra amount should they pay us? How much extra amount should they pay us? See, there is no adjustment being done for the first category. So because of that, whole amount should be paid by them. So the people will pay me how much? 25,000 on allotment. The first category people will pay me 25,000. Then coming to second category, 15,000 into 5 is how much? 15,000 into 5 is how much? Rupees 75,000. So that means on allotment I should actually receive 75,000 from category 2 people. How much did I already adjust? How much did I already adjust over here? Rupees 30,000. So extra how much should they pay me? 75,000 minus 30,000. That will be rupees 45,000. That will be rupees 45,000. Okay. Coming to the last category. How much should they pay me? So 80,000 into 5 per share. 80,000 into 5 per share. That will be rupees 4 lakh. So 4 lakh should be paid on allotment, but how much is already adjusted over here? How much is already adjusted on allotment? 4 lakh rupees is adjusted, sir. So because of that, should they pay me anything? No. For these people, we have to refund. For these people, we have to refund now. So because of that, nothing is receivable over here. Done. So that means how much is to be received on allotment? 25,000 plus 75,000 plus 4 lakh. That is rupees 5 lakh. So basically 1 lakh shares into rupees 5 will be 5 lakh rupees. Then, okay. Then 25,000 plus 45,000 will be 25,000 plus 45,000 will be equals to 70,000. So 70,000 will be received extra on allotment. After all these adjustments towards allotment, you have to pass this entry. Clear? Okay. Now let's start. Now let's start with the journal entries. Okay. First entry, bank account for the application money received. Right? So first entry. Okay. First of all, dates. What was the date of application done? Received on 1st of July. So on 1st of July I have received the money. So 1st of July 2021. 1st July 2021. So bank account debited. 2. Share application account. I want you to really carefully look at the entries because this is a bit trickier one. So how much is received on bank? How much money is received in bank? Tell me this. How many shares were subscribed? How many shares were subscribed? 3,55,000 shares were subscribed. On that application was rupees 2 per share. Right? Remember, application was rupees 2 per share. So how much did I receive? So 3,55,000 into 2 rupees. That is rupees 7,10,000. Okay. The same amount has been calculated over here in this part. Amount received on application. So I want you people to just note this down in your notebooks. Because when I scroll down, this won't be there for the reference. So because of that, please note this down in your notebooks. Okay, and then only you can proceed. Next entry. So now I'm making the allotment, right? So allotment was done on what date? Allotment was to be made on 10th of July. So on 10th July 2021, allotment is done. So allotment is done, right? So the entry will be share application account debited. Share application account debited to share capital account. Share capital account. So now tell me how much should I reverse in share application account? How much should I reverse? I have clearly told you before that whatever account you open should be closed now, right? By debiting it. So now, what to do? Again, debit 7,10,000 fully. I will tell you, wait, don't worry, don't get confused. Now, how much should be received on application? 1 lakh into 2 rupees. So, amount required on application is rupees 2 lakh total from all the 3 category people. So, only 2 lakh will be adjusted towards capital from application. Clear? Only rupees 2 lakh will be taken to the share capital through application. So, then what about the remaining amount? What have we done with the remaining amount? We have adjusted some amount. We have adjusted some amount with allotment and the remaining amount has been refunded. Remember? Okay. So because of that, what entry will I pass? Now this is the main part. See, for the refund, I can just pass to bank account, right? To bank account, if I pass, how much is refunded through bank? Through bank, how much is refunded? 80,000 rupees has been refunded. So, see, in simple terms, 80,000 rupees will be refunded, right? But what about this adjusted amount of rupees 4 lakh 30? What about this adjusted amount of rupees 4 lakh 30? What to do with this? This will be taken to share allotment account. I am showing it as a liability over here. Why? Because I have already received the money here. Remember, I have already received the money. This was the logic behind showing share application as a credit entry here. Remember, because it's a liability. So here also I am creating a liability because I have received the amount already. Did I do the allotments? Did I pass the entry for allotment? No, I have not passed the entry for allotment yet. Before the allotment entry only I am passing the allotment entry. Why? Because I have already received the money over here. So because of that, 4,30,000 rupees, 4,30,000 rupees will be taken to allotment. So now just add all of this. 2 lakh plus 4,30,000, 4,30,000 plus 80,000 will be equals to rupees what? Equals to rupees 7,10,000. So that means for this 7,10,000 rupees, 2 lakh rupees has been taken to share capital for application. 80,000 rupees has been refunded after the adjustment of 4,30,000 towards what? Towards my share allotment. Okay. Now going further. Then we'll pass the share allotment entry. Now what to do with the share allotment entry? So what the entry will be? So on the same date we'll assume share allotment account debited to share capital account. To share capital account. How much is to be received on allotment? How much is supposed to be received? Amount due on allotment, rupees 5 lakh. In simple terms, 5 rupees into 1 lakh. But what do we have over here? We have premium anna. We have premium anna, right? So because of that, I will give one more bifurcation. That is 2 securities premium account. Okay, this will be rupees 1 per share. This will be rupees 4 per share. Now, how much on allotment? 5 lakh rupees on allotment. So 1:4 ratio. That means 1 lakh towards share capital and rupees 4 lakh towards securities premium. Next, going further. Okay, so now when was the money received on the allotment? Has anything been given over here? See, as per the question, nothing is being given about the share allotment amount received. So we will just assume that the dates are not given to us. Okay, so the entry will be bank account debited by how much? How much did I receive extra on allotment? Amount received on allotment through bank account. See, whatever adjustments I have made, I am already receiving the money. But extra money is required, right, for category A and category B or category 1 or 2. For those people, I need to receive extra money. How much is it? 70,000 rupees is to be received. 70,000 rupees is to be received. Then two share allotment account. Share allotment account. Now comes the question: how much should be the amount? How much should be the amount? I would say 70,000. Why, sir? Why did you not reverse this entry? Why did you not reverse 5 lakh rupees? Why? Because see, I have a debit of rupees 5 lakh over here and I have a credit of rupees 70,000. How much remains? How much remains? 5 lakh minus 70 is 4 lakh 30. Remember, we had already passed one entry over here for 4 lakh 30,000 rupees. So at the end of the day, if you have to sum it up, you have to sum it up. In debit, I have 5 lakh. In credit, I have 4 lakh 30 plus 70,000 rupees. How much will that be? How much will that be? Rupees 5 lakh. Debit 5 lakh, credit 5 lakh. That means my entries are already cancelled out. My entries are already cancelled out, right? So skip it. So the entry will be for rupees 70,000 only because I have already passed the entry for the adjustment over here for rupees 4 lakh 30. Now, next entry. Next entry. So refund is done, everything is done. So let's go for the final call. So now let's go to the final call. So in 2022, I guess, because as per the question, so the final call for the balance to be made, the money to be received in April 2022. So the money received entry is given, but when was the final call done? We don't know. So we'll assume it to be in 2022 and we'll pass the entry. So the entry will be share final call account debited to share capital account. How much is the amount to be received? Look at the entry. Okay. You have to receive 7 per share, right? So that means 1 lakh shares into rupees 7 per share. How much will that be? Again rupees 7 lakh. So is there any money adjusted on the final call? Is there any money adjusted towards final call? No, because question says us that adjust the money till allotment, and if anything remains extra, refund. So we have refunded already. So on 30th of April 2022, so we received money, whole amount from the bank account itself. So to share final call account, how much? Rupees 7 lakh. Done. Let us do the entries. So see, for this question, the main point is this: if you know how to prepare this particular table, all the journal entries can be easily passed out. See, all the entries are just logical ones, okay? Because this is an easy chapter, please don't skip it. And this question, my dear students, this question has most relative chance of coming in your examination, because I think this question has been asked for around 4 to 5 attempts now. So please do not skip this question, okay? If it is being asked in your previous attempt, do not worry, it might be again asked in the next attempt also, because ICI does some unpredictable things. So please do not skip this. Please try it out. If you skip it also, you won't receive the marks, because I will tell you why. See, this is the most complicated questions what I feel was there in the textbook with regards to your normal issue of equity. So if you do this question, whatever question they may ask, they might not ask you the same question, but if they ask you any tricky questions, because you have solved this particular question, it becomes really easy for people to solve that particular question also. So please try to solve this question, try to understand this, what is happening clearly. See, if you understand this particular crux, right, this is the crux of the question. If you crack this part, if you crack that part, and you are good to go. Clear? Okay. So we stop till here for now. Thank you.